Range child.
Oh, I can't quite believe that I'm gonna say this. Kissing people. But this is my rating.
Okay.
You gonna yap? It's technically not a sock.
Guys, you wanna vlog with us?
Good morning, welcome to day 2. Such a rough night. As you know, we actually have plans with other people today, so I'm gonna be assessing them. So just starting from small things, I took my meds. I'm going to sort out today's door, first of all. Edit day 1. So I'm gonna have to pause you and come back after, and fingers crossed I don't spend too much time on it, so it's actually possible.
Much later.
Well, it is 20 to 2. I'm hoping the other vlogs are gonna be quicker because I of course had to do all of like the graphics for this one, so in the next one it's gonna be easier. We're gonna leave like not long after now, so I definitely need to go and get ready and try and salvage myself. I don't quite understand how I feel. I mean, not good. Not good at all, but hopefully manageable. It really will just depends how my body decides to react to like a lot of sounds and lights and movements. And I won't know until I try, but I will try. It's really annoying when your body just like throws curveballs at you constantly, and I don't understand what is this flare-up that's been lasting since November. Some moments are just worse than others, and I've definitely had worse, so fingers crossed that it doesn't go there. But anyway, whilst I get ready, I'm gonna be continuing with Orbital. I don't actually know where the copy is. I feel like this is like another non-update, but this might just end up being a smaller vlog. What's happened here? It's the changing the sheets time. I could hear you speak to the cat, so I was like, what is that?
Yeah, he went running off the edge of the bed.
Oh. Hi. Lay down.
He was underneath this when I was sorting it.
Oh, I'm very tired now. It's the most exercise you've done in a while, Mo. Yep. Yep.
The Earth shrugs it off with its every rotation.
I can't quite believe that I'm gonna say this. Firstly, because this is such a small read, and secondly, because I really thought this was gonna be like a 5-star. But I'm DNF-ing this at 60%. I genuinely spend the majority of the day, like after I've spoken to you, just laying around because I have a lot of symptoms today, and I'm just saving up the swoons to hopefully be able to not like pass out when I meet with people. But it could not keep my attention at all. I just kept drifting away. In theory, it's nice, and I understand that it is kind of like I think people are calling them like meditations. It's like trying to convey the fact that, you know, when you're in space and looking down on Earth, like all of these conflicts and divisions, like country boundaries and whatnot, is very silly when you're obviously up there. But genuinely, I am not kidding, like 80% of this book feels like just naming countries. And a lot of it weirdly focuses on Russia, and I'm not gonna presume as to why, but it's just an interesting observation that I was telling Logan as well, because it's like I maybe understand why that would be a choice, but at the same time, the way that it's spoken about and the amount that it's spoken about is just a bit like, okay, like, all right, interesting choice. Has won the Booker Prize and everything. So I understand that this is perhaps a me thing, but I did look at some of the reviews, and it's not just a me thing, because I didn't sort them by like bad ones or whatever, and I still found quite a few that were just like odd read. But I like odd reads. I think I just read almost a little bit like try hard but pretentious. Historically, I've not done well with those, and I know that I only have like close to 2 hours, maybe less, of an audiobook for this. But honestly, I don't know, that I feel like I just keep finding other things to do instead of just listening to this, and it's really a shame, and I don't want to spend my Lightfall like that. So we're just gonna call it. We're gonna find a different read for then, but I'm gonna go now. We have a prompt of of watching something later today. So I'm going to go have dinner, hopefully survive okay and feel okay-ish when we come back, and then we're gonna pick a different read, and then at the same time we're also gonna pick something to watch, I think, because I really just need to take today as easy as I can be. But it's unfortunate. Let me know if you read it and what you thought. It's interesting that it is, you know, a winner of the Booker Prize and everything, so it clearly hit well with an audience. It's just not me. And it's funny because on paper this should have been like an essay about human feeling, because I don't mind it not having a plot, even though I do think it's weird that this is even in a fiction category. It almost reads like non-fiction. I don't know if it would be better if it was advertised as such, because it's still marked under sci-fi online. I would highly disagree on this occasion. But anyway, I'm gonna go and I will I'll be back, hopefully. It's so windy, the car is literally moving.
That's right.
Said it's so windy, the car is moving. I don't know if you can hear the outside, but it's so windy. Happy to report though, we're back and it went really well. As it progressed, I just felt like better and better. I still have a lot of pain, but the other symptoms eased up a little bit, so that's fantastic, because I was like really not wanting to cut it short. It was lovely seeing the friends, and one of them is, you know, from Germany, just visiting here for a week, so it was really lovely to have that, especially as they're meeting like on Friday for like board games, and I don't know how I'll feel and I'll be able to join or not, so it was nice that I didn't have to like cut that short with this like stupid flare up. And now we're back, we're cozying up. Logan's making me tea and himself tea probably and we're gonna sit down and think of what to watch. Today has been absolutely rubbish reading wise, but you know, that happens, and I have tomorrow and Tuesday still off work, so that is also good news, because I feel really shattered, but that's gonna be the lack of sleep. I feel like it was a lot of like just talking at you about how I'm not feeling great today, but you know what? Some days just are like that, and that's the chronic illness for you. But I am trying to make these vlogs not just that. There's only as much as I can do outside of like just lying, you know, and I don't want to do that. So thanks for sticking with me if that's the case. I also feel like I have something in my eye and I can't get it out. I feel like something flew in with the wind. I should pick my next read. Maybe that's what I should do now, but I genuinely have no clue what I want. The orbital thing really threw me, because I was really I just had such high expectations of it. Not only was it like, you know, the Booker Prize win, and the premise sounded great, and it was short and sweet, so I thought, I cannot believe that I didn't have to. But I'm also equally very happy that I did, because I don't want to spend, even if it is just 2 hours, like reading something. I don't want to, you know, like if one thing you learn from like being chronically ill is that if I'm feeling well enough to like read something, I ain't wasting it on something that I don't like. I feel like I'm just giving up on, you know, just for the sake of it. That's not, we're not doing that. There are a couple of things that I think I could be into reading. There is, what's it called? Something and Small Magics, because I have read a little bit of that and really enjoyed it, and I would like to continue. I would restart it though, because I read it a really long time ago. And then a book that I remembered whilst we were at the dinner, which I completely also forgot to film any bits about it. Obviously I'm not gonna film my friends, but it was the, you know, I could have filmed the bridges or something, because we were by the bridges. It was so windy that we just got out of the car, and then basically as soon as we just wanted to be inside, and then inside again. But the other thing that I remembered is Bobbyverse, because apparently there's a new book, and I don't know if it's like a direct sequel or if it's like a side quest type of situation, but I remember reading that when I was like, I don't know, in like 2017, 18 maybe, so a while back now. But I remember absolutely loving the series, and it's one of those that I actually would reread, which I don't do often. It's like the entire house, like the flats are creaking. This is not good. But yeah, the Bobbyverse ones, I don't have them physically, and the last, when I was reading them initially, I don't think the physical copies were like readily available. So I might look if that's the case, but I do remember the audio would be really good. So this could be my next audiobook if I wanted to do that, and then pick something else physically, which probably would be The Tainted Cup, because I do have to read that for a book club on Patreon. So I think that would be then, I can't actually remember the shop name, but the one that has the prompt of like a book you need to read by the end of the year. So that could fit that, and the Bobbyverse could fit like the alternate world, or like in the future, set in the future. That's perfect, because it is set in the future. So perhaps that is the case. Maybe we do that, because I think Logan would join me in the audiobooking of the, wait, no, that's not good though, because I'll be wanting to read it when he's not around as well. Okay, I don't know. But those are the two options currently that are floating in my brain that would make sense. I guess this is the situation when you don't have like a proper plan. You just sit and wonder. What are we watching? What is the watch? Stop kissing people. A prompt today was to watch stuff. I've seen that there's like a Christmassy movie or something that was added to Netflix that's supposed to be quite good or something. There's also another one that's like a thriller that's supposed to be really good, but I don't think I feel like a thriller. I want something that's a bit more relaxing. And then you had a suggestion that was what?
Secret Level. It's an anthology of a bunch of gaming animation.
In what sense though?
I don't know, but I know it's different studios for each one. One's a D&D one is Warhammer 40k. I think it's like loosely tabletop standalone stories. It's a little bit like Love, Death and Robots.
Right.
I think. I could be completely wrong. But
What's it called?
Secret Level.
Okay. Momo?
Momo in the carrier.
How are they gonna tell a story in like 15 minutes though? Well, beep. So it's like very short episodes and they're based on video games by different creators, right?
Yes, different ones.
Different like, so it's a little bit like Love, Death and Robots, but
Same format.
Those are longer, I feel, for sure.
Yeah, most of them were longer. These were like 10, 16 minutes per episode.
And I think there's more to come, but we had 8 episodes that we watched, which sounds like a lot, but again, they were quite like short ones, so it went...
Yeah.
I almost feel like some were a little too short because
some of them were a bit too long though.
Yeah, I would have helped if I knew a little bit of motivations on some of them. But this is my rating.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? So, in first place, actually, I'm gonna put Warhammer. That's my number 1 slot. Then I believe... This is hard now. I think the second place is gonna be Sifu?
Yeah.
Or Sif? I
think
don't know how
Sifu.
to pronounce it. I want to say that. That is, however, one that would have benefited
so
from
short, yeah.
a little bit more. But I love the idea.
The concept was really good.
And
I immediately stole it for a D&D prompt.
I really wish that they had more of that motivation. That's what was really missing. It was just very like, I don't know.
You killed my father.
It was a little bit more would have been great. Third one, this one's a bit hard because it's between New World and Pac-Man for very different reasons.
Yeah, New World was very
humorous.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one that was actually humorous of them.
because it was like you keep respawning and trying again.
And you do kind of win me with that. So I'm gonna actually put New World as the 3rd place and Pac-Man as the 4th.
Yeah, the Pac-Man one.
But the Pac-Man was really good.
That is my first.
I did like it though. It's still very good.
So is that your top 3?
That's my top 4.
Top 4? Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now this is where it kind of really separates it into, because all of the other ones I actually almost disliked. So these are really strong. And then let me see how it goes. Armored Core as the next one. I didn't dislike it, but number 5 would be Armored Core. And that was like mid. It was the one that I was like, oh, is that that guy looks a bit like Kenny Reeves, and actually it was him. So Dungeons and Dragons, I'm gonna put the next one. Then I'm gonna put Crossfire. And then at the very last one, I'm gonna put Unreal Tournament, because that I almost actually started falling asleep with that one.
I think it was
just
audio.
goes on
I think it was the
forever.
audio mix. The audio mix was really bad.
It went forever. But that is my rating. What is your rating? This is the list if it helps.
That might help. So Pac-Man is number 1.
Yeah.
Because
and I do
it was
I
it was
see
such
that.
a like trippy take on it. Second place would probably be Sifu as well.
No Warhammer?
Sifu. Yeah. Warhammer's 3rd.
Interesting.
Just because I like the I'm just with these things, because they were all really well done visually. I'm going with like the concept.
See,
for what was involved in it.
Warhammer and Sifu were visually the most.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, they were all really good,
For
but the Warhammer, like
For me.
the cinematography for it was really good. Like the scenes and like the cuts.
Warhammer
and,
got the vibes really well
it
as
did.
well. Like
it
it was really like, I just can't fault it for anything. It was very satisfying.
I'm gonna put Armored Core as 4th, just because I really fucking love the game, and it was like a good representation of the game. In Armored Core, is Armored Core 6? This thing in your head that talks like that,
Right.
and it's not like a common thing. It's to do with there's a whole lore reason. 5th, I think I would put New World 5th, just because it was humorous. Like there wasn't like these were like more serious, I guess. They were like seriously showcasing
All the other ones
lore
were edgy.
and like the
one was
edge
funny.
and like the like badass cinematics of these games, whereas New World was like, I'm gonna do something just dumb. 5. Is it my 5? Am I 6?
6 maybe.
6 maybe. Unreal Tournament, because I've got a soft spot for robots being treated badly and they're not rising.
I have a soft spot for that. That's the thing. So that's
The
why I'm
audio
like,
is really bad. I think
you
it
know,
keeps
it's
running out.
really badly done when I don't even care. I
thought it was
love
good.
robot stuff.
I just liked how like there's all the little mannerisms of the robot, like the little like twitches
Sure,
and things,
sure.
and
again,
like,
visually it was fine. It
how
was
you could
just-
see
the story was
developing.
boring.
So that leaves the T&D one and Crossfire tied for the bottom, and Crossfire's going bottom just because it's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of like Tom Clancy, CS:GO, like tactical shooters. It's really all done from like a CGI perspective. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, this would have been so much easier to do live action, but they did it really well. Second to last, because
D&D was really a bit like mid.
it had a lot of cool bits where I was like, that's that spell, or oh, that's that thing, or that's that
Yeah,
character.
but imagine if you didn't know the game though.
But yeah, if you know the game,
That story
it's,
does not stand by itself.
It kind of looks like a bad Diablo trailer. It's got those kind of vibes.
It did have kind of trailer vibe because it didn't have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it did,
Well, it
but
did have
like
a story, but
it
like,
was more like a
really
showcasing like bits
condensed.
and spells and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, they're very short
Yeah.
stories.
Again, they're all visually stunning, all of them. But the Warhammer one, I think, was probably the best visually. And
Warhammer Job was just so like
Yeah.
I just love the concept of the whole thing. It just seemed really cool. And that's the prompt completed for tonight too. The only thing that is left is the yap.
let's have a little yep.
You gonna yap? You're gonna do a You're gonna do a yap with us? That's like the least yappy you've been. It's yap time. Get with the times.
Sniff, sniff. What, socks on your feet forever, or no socks ever again?
Actually, no socks ever again. I really like being barefoot. I think like if I
wearing
didn't,
shoes as well, babe. Barefoot and shoes.
I would find different ways. I would like.
Sandals forever.
I would put like cloth inside or something.
Sandals and
I
no.
would line the shoes,
If you
and
line-
it's technically not a sock.
That's like saying I'm gonna like
Yeah, I'm
coat
gonna
the
line the
inside of my
shoes.
shoe with sock.
Yeah,
You're
but
still
it's,
wearing
but it's
it.
not a sock though. It would be specifically something else.
Like you always wear like lined shoes.
Yeah,
I feel that. I feel that's against the spirit of this one.
well, I'm cheating, I guess, but I would find a way that would still seem
But yeah, definitely socks. No socks ever again. Because socks on your feet forever.
just
Shower.
Yeah, but also
Swimming.
just like walking.
Assuming it's the same pair as well, it would rot. If it was if it magically changed, like you always had to have a clean pair on,
I'd still.
then it's still like imagine on the beach.
I would still pick no socks though because it's like I would hate that
Yeah, definitely.
sensory. Like I really like being barefoot. I like being with socks as well on occasion, but if I had to pick, that would be quite an easy one for me, and I would find like workarounds for the other stuff.
Yeah. What is your favorite rock?
What was my favorite rock?
Yeah.
The music type.
No.
Why not? Why not?
No. I mean, marble's a classic, but it's a bit ostentatious. It's a bit like, ooh, marble.
Ostentatious.
Does obsidian count as a rock? I guess it does. Naturally formed.
What are we not counting as rocks?
I mean, a rock. If it's rock-like, if it has like rock energy, like if it fits like the profile of a rock,
Do you know what my favorite rock was
like
when
a
I was a
crystal
kid?
or gem would.
No, you know when I was a kid, what my
Did you have
favorite
like a pet
was?
one? Was it like one particular rock?
No, but
one.
whenever I used to like walk around, I would, cause I grew up like outside like a monkey. I would
Free-range child.
like either point at it or just like
Well, this was one rock. Like, that one.
a type of rock, or I would like pick it up and just like carry it and stuff. Flint,
Flint.
yeah, cause they're smooth. Like they're smooth.
That's a practical man's rock. That's a caveman rock. So you
They're
can
like
use it to catch a
pandas.
mammoth.
Have you seen a flint rock?
They're like pandas.
Yeah, they're like pandas. They're like black and white, and they're smooth. So like the texture. Unless I'm thinking of a different rock.
Maybe. I don't
it
know
might not be the correct
I thought
language.
Flint was like a shale kind of flat rock.
Yeah, it's flint.
Yeah.
Show the people. Not the first one, but that one.
It's not.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like and not that one.
No.
So that was my favorite rock growing up.
Found footage style.
I feel like you're gonna drop it and then it's gonna.
What?
How many toothpaste tubes do you think we have
In the
bought?
bathroom.
No,
bought, like,
in
ever?
general in our lives. What do you think is the average amount of toothpaste amount? tubes.
What do you mean average amount of
Like,
toothpaste?
I'm sure this is gonna be a statistic we can Google to see like who is gonna be closest.
Well, like in
to-
mils and grams and tubes.
In tubes.
In tubes.
Sure.
Alright, if we go through like a tube every 2 weeks, you're like looking at like 100 a year. 10 years would be 1,000 toothpaste tubes.
I don't think we go in a tube for 2 weeks though.
When you were asking that toothpaste question, it just reminded me of the stupid meme I saw where it was like someone had edited like a Magic the Gathering card to be like, place a number of goblins on the table equal to the number of goblins you've ever seen. Like the total number of goblins you've seen.
You absolutely overcalculated how many. The World Health Organization recommends that individuals use 6 tubes of toothpaste per year. So you vastly overestimated there, I think. Estimate for a lifetime is around 276 tubes.
In a lifetime.
In a lifetime, average.
Is that skewed by people dying due
No
to
way.
like dental sepsis from not using any?
I don't know actually.
Guess that would change it.
What are you just doing?
Me.
You.
You guys, you want to vlog with us?
I just imagine
Do
you accidentally like
Give them a sniff.
Don't like okay. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to give it to you. I've done very little, and that's it. Okay, see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.